then, people, here we go. Monday Cup final. Live from the Crucible Reading. Local derby for the final. Crucible and the Crucible K. Two of the teams playing out of this club. So no home advantage for either of them, obviously. Both teams going strong. First up, Henry Harding for Crucible K. Dan Davey for Crucible, who are the warm favourites, it must be said. In the other league, the Wednesday league, funnily enough, the Crucible K actually caused the shock of the round in the semi-finals by knocking out, let's call them the joint favourites in the previous rounds. Check. Just make sure my mic's on. There we go. Shot there from Dan on the black. Looks to be a pretty quick start for the Crucibles. So named because they used to play for the Bell and Bottle. Now from the Crucible, there's the combined name. Crucible K, named after their captain, Kelly Denton. 1-0 to Dan Davey. And the Crucibles. Nice of Henry to go in off. Give him the chance. Going to I've just been passed the scorecard with the two team names, so just going to add them to my graphics. Fast players on show here today, so might not be the longest final in the world, but we shall see. Very sensible player. This is our Middleton, just taking control of the table. Against Kev Bassett. We are monitoring the results of the other finals being played tonight. There are actually 8 finals being played tonight. Believe it or not, up and down Reading. Only got a result from one match so far that looks to have started a little bit earlier. Tyler's Eagles 2-1 up on the Good Companions B team. Bolin Checkers 1-0 up on the Black Horse. I'll do a roundup of the scores at the end of each frame. So they've got one corner pocket each now. Bit of a standoff here. If you like watching local pool and events from further afield, then please like the channel, help to grow it. We were on Facebook until we got kicked off unceremoniously. Next event will be the Big 30s Grand Final in Milton Keynes ladies event. Be a great event, quality field. Kev just taking control, playing on her own game. And loves a fudge. Kev giving her one back. Wonder if Anna's considering playing off the yellow she's next to try and get it out. She's feeling aggressive. She might even try and pot the yellow bottom right at the same time. Because there's no advantage having those two yellows over the hole. Nope, decides you can't get through to it. She's going to try and snook a Kev behind the two. Nope. She's considering trying to manufacture an angle to split her hard yellow out. I don't know whether she's got the angle to play it off the bottom right hand red now. Sorry, bottom yellow now. Across the table. She's just going to try and pump it out now without potting the red. Looks like the red might go in, but we shall see. Well, she's moved it out a little bit and she didn't pop the red, although I must admit I thought that red was a certainty. While that yellow's tied up, I wonder if Kev's going to try and free his hard ball on the right hand side. That's one out of trouble. and clearly uncertain what to do here. Kev's got degree of control on this frame, particularly with the yellow bottom left. Looks like Anne's just going to bump the yellow down the table. Choosing just to give a bit more protection to the red on the right hand side, halfway up the side cushion. Can't quite tell from here whether Kevin can double that red across to the bottom right. Sorry, bottom left, sorry. Looking at it now, I don't think he can see it full ball. Choosing just to take the middle bag was a good shot. Suggest Anne's best chance here is to pot a ball and leave the white on the bottom cushion to double this yellow across the table, but looks like she's trying to play it now. Let's put the cat amongst the pigeons, that's a good shot. Kev now has just the one hard ball on the right hand side. There's a few balls he could use to move it. One in the middle of the table on the right hand side by the right hand middle pocket looks to be the prime candidate. He could play a little snooker behind the one he's next to here. Even if he doesn't get the snooker, won't be leaving Anne on much. But he's played it well. And in the do-do here. Just while he's thinking about it, some of the other scores from around the venues. Clifton Arms 1-0 up on the Baddies. Crucible 1-0 up on the Golden Eagles. B&C 1-0 up on the Black Horse. And the match I talked about at the start that commenced a little bit earlier. Good Companions trail the Tyler's Eagles 3-1. So Kev's chance here with 2 shots. Big question here for Kev, of course, is what's going to happen with the black? Clifton Arms now 2-0 up on the Baddies. Promise you won't miss any of the action. Good start from the Tyler's Eagles. All matches are best of 10 frames. There's 5 in each half of the match. If it does go 5-all, there's a sudden death decider. Both teams choose their favourite player, best player, to play 1 frame shootout if it does go 5-all. Lots of the away teams doing well. And doesn't like it. He doesn't want to move a ball away from the middle pocket because that's probably the easiest chance Kev's got for getting on the black. I wonder if Kev will consider potting the top one, leaving the white somewhere in the middle of the table, and then playing the cannon into the yellows beside the black from the one in the middle of the table. He's looking at the plant, yellow onto black, because there is a good chance that the black goes in if it hits it from the left-hand side of the little pack. Oh, he's played it well. Played it very well. Didn't get into it too hard. It was on line there to go in the middle of the pocket, but he did hit it soft enough so it didn't go in. The problem I can see here is that he hasn't landed on one of the 2 balls at the top of the table, which would have been preferable because he would have loved to have leave this ball he's going to play now for last, because it was far easier to get on the black from that one. He just put a bit of adrenaline in that one, just hit it fraction high. He just sort of threw his cue at that one a little bit, but it's come out nicely. I thought for a minute it was going to roll and roll and roll, but it's just stopped in time. And banging it off in the middle pocket here is looking good. Surprisingly played that with a little bit of run inside. I thought he would have not done that, but he's okay. Just got to hit this very thin now to avoid all the yellows. Which he's done nicely, but has he done it too hard? Oh, he looked... he just gave the ball a bit of a anxious glance there when the ball was heading towards the corner pocket, but it was fine. And thanks to a nice nudge on the black. It's a nice clearance from Kev there. 2-0. Unlucky Anne. Well played, Kev. So a good start from Crucibles. Of course, me being the underdog supporter that I am, I'm now going to start cheering for the Crucible K, because I don't want a 6-0. I want a 6-5 thriller. Crucible's now 2-0 up on the Golden Eagles. Back to the feature match. Martin Wicks now up against Steve Hood. So the Crucible K's have had 2 breaks and they've gone in off both times. Not a recipe for success against the top team in the league. Yeah, still lots of the away teams doing well. Titleist RBL now 2-0 up on the Foresters. I believe Patrick in that match cleared up and potted the black and the white at the same time. Also not good. Crucible's 2-0 up as I just said. B&C Black Horse 1-all. Tyler's Eagles 3-1 up on the Good Companions. Not sure if Steve can get through to the red bottom left, which would be his preference. Looks to be tight. Sorry, get the yellow past the red bottom left. Not red. The yellow past the red. So having to reroute. It's a nice shot. Believe the yellow over the left middle is a little off the cushion, so you can probably play this with a touch of right hand side to spin it up the table off the side cushion. He's played that well. got enough spin to avoid the yellow. Of course, the issue with hitting it with so much spin is that it does ping off the cushion a little bit, so he's a little bit away from his work. But I think if he can roll this one through on and off the cushion, roughly back to where he is now, as he's demonstrating with his Q-tip there, he can leave a position where he can get past the first yellow to pot the bottom yellow, bottom right. Just needs to not leave it short. As we've already said, I don't think the yellow goes bottom left from the middle of the table. Oh, and he's overhit that a touch. Now, is that the pocket to blame, or is that him overhitting it? He has screwed it perhaps 6 inches more than he would have ideally liked. But maybe the pot wasn't in the heart of the pocket as well. Hear a round of applause in the background, so that probably means that the frame has been played on one of the other matches being played here. I think the Turks and the Irish Hillbillies are playing here. Couldn't tell you the score though. I'll be updating the scores as long as we're on air. I think some matches are more inclined to provide the updates than others, so I'm at the hostage of their captains. If they want to update the scores, they can do. Don't have to. It's all good either way. Just as I say that, one of the matches that I haven't had a score from has just come in with a score. So KP from the Palmer Bats has just posted in the group that we've got. The Palmer Bats are 3-0 up on Winnish, Royal British Legion. Bit of a turnaround there, because that was one of the scores I didn't have one of the matches I didn't have a score for. I believe there's more scores in the Tyler's Eagles match as well. But I'm just waiting for clarification for who's won those frames. See the lineups there for the matches in this game as well. Kelly Denton next on, the captain of the Crucible K against Dave Hood. And Emma Reeves last on in the first set against Luke Johnson. I think it's fair to say the Crucibles will be favourite in each of those frames, so not by long chalk in some of them, but important for Crucible K to get some frames on the board before it gets out of control. 10 frames in regular play today. First to 6 wins. As I said earlier, if it goes 5-all, a sudden death decider, which all the fans want. Martin was just thinking there while I was going through some of the other scores. Choosing just to go in or over the bottom right hand pocket. And that's a nice shot. Wonder if Steve Hood will consider a skill shot on that ball to pot it, or try and play a combination shot. Potting the yellow maybe to the bottom left, sending the white into it bottom right. Crucible's now 3-0 up. The Golden Eagles. Alan Brown beating Steve Allen, as I understand it. Taylor and Harbour now put the Irish Hillbillies 2-0 up on the Turks. Palmer Bats and the Crucibles doing well for the home sides. Irish Hillbillies as well. I say home side, I guess what I really mean is the team on the left. These matches, of course, being played at neutral venues. I'm just talking about the other matches while there's no play on the feature table here. Not missing any action, I promise. Steve just choosing to put the ball over the middle pocket and put the red a little bit safer. I don't think he was going for the pot there because he hasn't played a very good white ball if he was. So I think he was just bumping it over the middle pocket, putting the red safe as well. Obviously, he's leaving Martin the pot to the bottom right, but that's the ball, of course, that Martin will least want to pot. He's feeling brave, Martin. He could go for the pot bottom left, then play a plant bottom right, and potentially go for the finish, but by no means easy. Wonder if Martin's considering bumping the red on the left-hand side cushion down over the bottom pocket. While it's relatively safe. You could have played that as a cross double, I suppose. Misses the pot though. So Steve earlier on in his go, when he had the two shots, looked at this yellow past the red. At the time decided it wouldn't go, or that it was too tight to risk. But now he's decided to play it and got it towards the pocket. However, it has opened Martin up with a chance to put a red behind it and cover the bag. Martin look at a cheeky reverse double. In terms of unpottable balls, there aren't many. I mean, Martin could drop the red in right middle, then play a reverse double. Looks like he's doing the sensible thing and taking the bag down. Or was that an attempt at a pot? We shall never know. Interesting with the way he's played it though is he has left Steve a chance to free one of his two hard yellows now by bumping it up the table. I wonder if he's considering a skill shot or two for the glory win. Black tied up, yellow tied up. Mine hasn't potted any balls yet, but what he has done is manoeuvre them into useful positions. Well, that's mucked up Martin's game a little bit. Well, at least we're not going to get our 25-minute final, which was my fear after the first frame. Left Clifton Arms now 3-0 up on the baddies. He'll be the first team to win. No one's got to 4 yet. Clifton Arms on 3. Crucible's on 3. Tyler's Eagles on 3. Palmer Bats on 3. Wonder what sort of plant Martin's thinking now. He could play a 3-ball plant here. Or a 2-ball plant to screw into the one by the middle pocket maybe. Not sure if the red goes in the middle of the bottom cushion as a plant. He played that well. He could choose to play the one in the middle of the table now into that red and yellow on the bottom cushion if he wants to, just in into it. Could choose to play the red bottom left and send the yellow into that red and yellow. As it stands at the moment, he might have to play a double on the red beside the left-hand middle pocket, but in control of the table here, Martin. Black tied up to some degree. I think the chip off the red hits the yellow full in the face. I don't know if that means that the yellow will have enough angle on it to go across the table. He's choosing it to turn it down. Just pumping it over the pocket. Ooh. Asking a lot of Steve here. Is Steve going to try and bump it over the middle pocket maybe? Get it out of dodge. Nope, he's tying it up again. We have a result, believe it or not, from the Tyler's Eagles. They haven't been given frame-by-frame updates. But we have our first winners. The Tyler's Eagles. 6-1 winners over the Goodies. Goodies B. Congratulations to Paul Rawlings and his team. Tyler's Eagles beat the Good Companion 6-1. Cracking win there. Good players in that team. Clear shot there from Steve. He's left Martin snooking on all balls apart from the one that he wants him to play, which obviously Martin doesn't want to play, which is the ball over the corner pocket. So Martin bumps it out. Asks Steve the question. I wonder if Stephen will go now. And by that I mean go for the finish. If he bumps the yellow, well, if he pots the yellow bottom left, can he play it in such a way that he'll send the red into the yellow over the pocket? Gone for it. Tried to move all the balls out. He's had a small result in that he's tied up the red by the left-hand middle pocket. I don't think he's considering it, but a shot would be to play the skill shot bottom right and send the white into the yellow and red by the middle pocket. That would be a hell of a shot. Ultra aggressive. And by the way this game's gone, I suggest that that won't happen, but you never know. Island Checkers 2, Black Horse 2. Results coming through on the group. Short of a long double. I'm not sure what else Steve's got on. Went for it. Went for the double skill shot. Trying to hedge his bets there. Didn't get close to the skill shot, if I'm honest. He knew he had two chances to either bump the ball over the middle pocket in or the skill shot, and didn't get either of them. In trouble with playing that way is he's freed Martin's red as well. So now Martin's got one shot and one visit. He's got one hard-ish ball on towards the cushion, which I suggest he'll bump out. What's he done there? He's put it in front of the yellow. No, he's okay. I thought for a minute he'd knocked that over the front of the yellow, but I think it goes past. So now Martin can just roll the middle one of the three in. And his choice as to how he goes. There's about 17,000 ways to go from here. Just how he sees it. If you like some stun shots or some roll-ins, all you got to do is just make sure you don't miss any pots. Looks like he's going to stun this in top left now. And stun back down the table. Just needs to be careful he doesn't leave the white touching the red in the middle of the table next. May choose just to stun to the right of the ball in the middle of the table. Yeah, that's what he's done. I would have thought he would have preferred to be the other side of the red, as in below the red. But he's finished sort of above it, which is okay, but I don't know. He may choose to play the red bottom left first. If he chooses to play the ball in the middle pocket, he could play it off the yellow, or just drop it in and play the red top right next. Because up and down, he is having to judge a lot more distance. No, he did play it off the yellow. And now he needs to just, I say just, it's not easy under the pressure, but just roll this through 6 inches to a foot, dead straight. Trust your queuing for a good chance of getting their first frame on the board. Crucible K. Yep, essentially the pocket. Played it as well as you can do. Centre of the pocket. Well done, Martin. 2-1. So it's good to get your first frame on the board. Crucible K done that. So next two players out. Kelly Denton, captain of the Crucible K against Dave Hood. Other scores, Crucibles now 4-0 up on the Golden Eagles. Look to be getting close to victory there. Always giving them a hit, Dave Hood. Potted 2 reds, 2 yellows. David's quite a quick player. Loves a quick finish. Just the issues with this bottom right hand side on both colours here. But on the cushion for reds, little cluster for yellows. He's gone for it, but he's missed the first pot. Perhaps too worried about the cannon, or maybe concentrating on the cannon more than the pot there, Dave. Black Horse now taking a 3-2 lead over the B and C. Close one there. Gavin Knight's team 3-2 down. Baddie is now on the board, 3-1 against the Clifton Arms. Haven't had an update from the Palmer Bats against Winnersh, Royal British Legion, in a while. Irish Hillbillies 3-1 up on the Turks. Graham Neal's team. Important frame that for Crucible K. Kelly just thinking about whether to go reds or yellows here. Hasn't quite made her mind up yet. Does have that problem with the two yellows bottom right. I don't think they plant. I think the plant hits about 3 or 4 inches up the cushion on the right hand side. I mean, if the plant should have probably played it by now. Looks like red's the choice. So be a little bit careful he doesn't get the in off in the top left hand pocket if she goes for the cut top right. May choose to go for the yellow top left. It's probably the easier shot. Just means you've got to negotiate a plant or a cannon at some point. Misses the first pot. Thought she might get that one if I'm honest. Good pot from Dave. Got a little bit fortunate with the position there because he could have easily been behind that red, but it's come out okay. Dave's going to have to try and manufacture an angle, perhaps on the one in the middle of the table to the cannon. He's got very lucky if that drops in. He had left the perfect angle to screw across the table into the two yellows, but didn't negotiate the plant very well. Almost fluked it with a double kiss. At some point Kelly's got to play the red over the bottom right hand pocket here. In or over, as they say. Whether she chooses to mop up the top couple of balls first or not is entirely up to her. She's confident getting them. Quite a lot of angle to this one top right now. She may choose to screw into the one on the right hand side. Perhaps not, perhaps just dropping it in top right is the shot first. Now can she play this red into the middle pocket? Oh, she landed on it top right. Or is she going to consider playing the two on the right hand side first and then doubling the one she's nearest to into the right middle? She's now looking at whether she can play the red off the yellow into the left middle. But I'd suggest that that yellow is too far away from the pocket to do that. She's right behind it there, so she'll know better than me. It looks to be just a little bit too far away from the pocket. I like dropping the red in the right middle. then down the line, then playing the double. But yeah, she's really looking at whether she wants to play it off. I mean, if that yellow was 2 inches nearer the pocket, I think that would be the shot. But it's just because it's so far away from the pocket. I don't know if the red will travel sideways enough to go in the hole. You can tell she wants to play it. That was always the danger, I'm afraid. I think she knew in her heart of hearts that was going to happen, but she couldn't resist not playing it. They're choosing the sensible shot. Go for the snooker. All I would say is, though, is he's not developed the ball he's hit very well. If that ball comes off the cushion another couple of inches, he'll be able to pot it bottom right. I suppose the counter argument is that Kelly now can't play the red down the line because the yellow's in the way. Big double here for Kelly. Got the hit. Got the pot. Now I guess Dave is fortunate that the yellow hasn't come off the cushion and prevented the red going down the line. Kelly just looking where she can leave the white ball to double the red off the cushion now. And the answer is either just above or just below the black on the left hand side of the table. So she rolls this into the left middle or even the left top and sends it up and down the table. Oh, she overcut it. She nearly overcut that. But the result, I'm afraid, is the white's gone far too far. I think Kelly played the shot at the right pace. The trouble is she potted it so thin. She must have potted it as thin as she possibly could because it actually went in off the bottom jaw of the middle pocket. And because she's hit it so thin, the white's got so much pace on it that it's just ran and ran and ran. Obviously if she hits it a lot thicker, then it takes the pace out of the ball and stops a lot sooner. She might be hit and hope here. Nope, she just chose to play up and down. But unfortunately she's done the exact worst thing she didn't want to do of bumping Dave's ball over the corner pocket and left her ball in the side pocket. So we have 2 shots here. I'm guessing Dave's just going to bring the yellow at the top of the table off the cushion in some way. Probably over the middle pocket. Maybe he's going to drift off the side cushion. Maybe bring the white down the middle of the table. Just roll off the edge of it and bring the white mid-table so he can play the plant off the red next to the yellow next to the red. Yep, he's played that well. I suspect it's either the ball beside the red. Does it even go direct without needing to play the plant? Will he choose to be more aggressive with his positional shot? Gives away his free life, interesting. He had the opportunity there to screw up the table off the one he's going to play now with that insurance ball there, but he's chosen not to keep that insurance policy. But he's played it well. confident way to play this now. Just stun this in. Doesn't want to overscrew it. There we go. Well played, Dave. Unlucky Kelly. Just over. Did that ball to the middle pocket there. 3-1 to the Crucibles. As we go around the grounds. Next up we have Luke Johnson against Emma Reeves. Currently 3-1. Crucibles, with how they've gone, will obviously be hoping for 4-1. And of course Crucible K would love to get out of this set 3-2. Only one result in from the matches so far. The Tyler's Eagles winning 6-1 over the Good Companions B. That match started a bit early. Tight match at the Tyler's Royal British Legion against Foresters Arms 3-2. Pumbat's doing well against the Winnish Royal British Legion 3-0. Crucibles in a long game there. It's been 4-0 for a while there in that one. So Emma Reeves, Luke Johnson. Should be a high quality match. White's tracking towards the middle pocket. So Crucible K have had 3 breaks and 3 enoughs. If anyone does breaking lessons, get in contact with the Crucible K. 3 breaks, 3 enoughs. I can't remember if it's 3 different pockets. Confident shot there from Luke Johnson. I guess he didn't mind if it went in or not because he had that 1 free shot, 1 visit. We are playing black ball rules tonight. Both the Reading Wednesday and Monday leagues. There's 2 leagues in the Reading area. And they both play to black ball rules. Luke been playing a lot of pool recently, so he'll be in confident mood. But no, got a flick on the red on the way through. Luke just saying total open table to and we're just having a think whether she wants to take the others. Looking at the table, I think yellow's the way to go. Hard red on the side cushion. That's pretty nice. You can stun this one into the middle pocket now and just stun it back a few inches and play the one next to the right hand middle pocket. Could choose to screw across the table if you want to. Emma's found the gap well there. I've got to be a bit careful if you just play the plant firm where the first yellow goes. Obviously if she hits it full on, it won't go too far, but if you catch it just slightly on the side, could go a bit awry. Play that well. Bring a bit of awkward queuing. This is actually a pretty decent chance for Emma now. If she chooses to, she can play this into the pocket and send the white across to the bottom right hand side of the table and play the yellow left middle. Which she's chosen to do. She's hit it a bit too hard. Trouble with this is now she's got a bit of a problem now. Because the natural angle is into the red beside the yellow, stopping it in its tracks. Trouble with that is there's a red between the black and where the yellow will, between where the black and where the white will be. Can she hit it straight enough to run through off the edge of the red? I don't know. It's either a case of playing it with more stun or more top, whichever way she's more comfortable with. Looks like it's the stun option. Trouble with that is makes the pot harder, and she wouldn't have been on the black anyway. You can now choose to play a little fudge off the one over the bottom right hand pocket here. Anywhere on the back cushion is fine. That's okay. I mean, if I was being picky, I'd say he wouldn't have wanted to put the reds together there because it makes it hard to pot those two reds, but in control, so all good as far as the Crucibles are concerned. Crucible is now 5-0 up on the Golden Eagles. That long-waited frame. Emma's going cushion first here. Can she pot it top right? Didn't quite catch it full enough. But she's got the hit. And now a good chance for Luke. Not a golden chance, I wouldn't say at the moment. It's obviously his choice whether he goes for it or not. He can leave the white in such a position where he just go for a pot. He'll be leaving Emma snookered. Confident pot. I wonder if he'll come back to bite him that when he played off the edge of the one over the bottom pocket, he pushed the two reds together in the middle of the table. They both go, but there's now a limited range of pockets those two balls go in. A sensible shot. Good white ball. But again, not left the red in a particularly nice position. So that was a total snooker, so Emma didn't have to hit a cushion after contact with the object ball, which she did very well. She left it a bit harder, it might have gone over the pocket. Luke just looking to as to where he can leave the white ball. And snooker Emma had a look at it. Now looks like he's thinking of something else. Yeah, sensible shot, I like that. Got the snooker. Again, a bit of a shake of the head from Luke because he knows he's put the red towards the side cushion. Played it a touch softer and left it towards the bottom pocket rather than over the side cushion. So Crucibles are on the hill, 5-0. So only one winner, Tyler's Eagles. Crucibles on 5. Clifton Arms on 4, beating the Baddies 4-1. Irish Hillbillies and the Turks in a bit of a battle. Actually in the Crucible as well, 3-2. That's the match that Tim Indine is currently streaming if you want to watch that. Just getting my tea order in because we'll have laid on some sausages and chips. So I'm going to launch in now. Both teams have had their fair share. I get the scraps. Some would call me a seagull. Yeah, Luke's playing to win here. I'm not sure that's the best shot in the world there. Looks like it is a total snooker. While Emma's thinking about it. Crucible's 5-0 up on the Golden Eagles. Black Horse and B and C. 3-2. We have another result from another match. Palmer Bats. They give me 2 updates throughout the evening. The first one was Palmer Bats 3-0 up. The second one, Palmer Bats 6-0 up. Congratulations to them, a strong team, Palmer Bats, beating the Winnish Royal British Legion, who are a team I must admit I don't know. I think they might be quite new to the league. They both get to a final, but unfortunately they've come up against a decent Palmer Bats team there and lost 6-0. But she'll be happy with their work, getting to the final. So, all about this yellow by the middle pocket here for Luke. Be a brave person just to drop it in, knowing that if he missed it, he'd be leaving Emma on. So, I wonder if he's considering playing it with a degree of safety, perhaps by screwing it back to the bottom of the table. Is he even going to go for the finish? He's going to try and tuck Emma up, or maybe he's going to stun this in with a degree of safety and go for the finish, but players a shot to nothing. That's what he did. The only trouble with that is he's actually played it as awkwardly as he could do. He might have even left Emma on. The yellow down the line. But now he's got a tricky old pot here. But as I said, he can play it in a degree of safety by leaving the white at the bottom of the table. Just make sure he gets the top spin on it. He's played it well. And notice where he's left the white in relation to the yellow. He wouldn't have left Emma an easy yellow. Had he have missed? But he played it well. Very well, in fact. Left the tricky red as easy as he could do. Then takes out the last ball on the black for a 4-1 first set. Well done to Luke. Unlucky Emma. So 4-1 the first set there to the Crucibles. Be happy with their work. So in the second set, the way it works here is both teams can put names down one at a time. Just waiting for the 2 captains to get together to decide who's going to go on 6th. So the first set you have to write your 5 names down all in one go. But for the second half of the match, the captains can choose to do players one at a time. Looks like Lee Morshead has chosen himself to go on for Crucibles. I'm making that assumption by the fact he's racking the balls up. And we wait to hear who's going to go on for the Crucible K. I can see Anne Middleton unfurling her cue. So I'm guessing it's Anne. This is probably the 2 most tactical players on the 2 teams, so strap in for this one. I thought this might be the first one to finish, but it's definitely the first to finish, but we have 2 more results in. I suspect we won't get all the results in from all the matches by the time this match is over and we finish the stream, but we might get 3 or 4 results in. So Lee surveys the table. I survey the other scores. interesting that Crucible K didn't go for the player that won in the first half first. Crucible, I suppose, need 2 wins to get over the line. Clever shot there from Lee. Walland's got quite a few balls tied up. He chose to develop his awkward balls at the top of the table. I wonder if Anne's going to try and block the pocket by playing a little cannon on these 2 reds. Sorry, cannon on the 2 yellows. Keep on getting my reds and yellows mixed up. Good job I don't do that at traffic lights, eh? Well, she tried it, but it obviously hasn't worked out with Lee's red going near the corner pocket. Sensible shot there from Lee, taking the pocket. Now got all his reds in the open. Black looks to be the problem, so I suspect Annie's going to go nowhere near those 2 yellows in the middle of the table. That being her biggest weapon at the moment, the protection of the black by those 2 yellows. I'm a little bit surprised at that, but I don't think it's moved the black out too far. I think it has made the black a little bit more easy to pot now, but I think it's okay and it hasn't come out too far. Who's playing with fire there, Anne? I'm not sure I like that by Lee, because now Anne can double this yellow across the table. If she plays it well, she might actually pot it off the yellow over the hole. No, got the double kiss. Hit that way too thick. And now Lee's only issue is what to do with the black. Can he ping it off the one over the corner pocket? Missed it. He was obviously going for the yellows there to free the black. As it happens, I think he's got the perfect angle from the one in the middle pocket to go into the black now. Didn't choose to play it. Looks like he's from where he was pointing his tip before he played that shot. But he was looking to leave the white on the left-hand side of the table to drop it in the middle pocket. Oh, we have another result come through. Congratulations to the Crucibles. 6-0 winners over the Golden Eagles. Congratulations to them. Alison Coulson's team. Yeah. He's still going here, but I feel like he's stretching a bit now. He's fighting it a little bit. If he can pump this top left and send the white across to the left-hand side of the table, might still be okay. He's forcing it a smidge. Yeah, and that's the result. He hasn't troubled the scorers there. Yeah, you can see that getting away from him there. A decent-ish chance here for Anne. There's a few problems to negotiate, but that's okay. Biggest problem is obviously if the black doesn't go past the red, and judging by her expression there, I don't think it does go. It goes to the right middle, and there is the opportunity to play a cannon because there's lots of balls around the black and the red. With a bit of running side, you might actually be able to do it now. Or maybe after dropping the yellow in the left middle, then try and play the cannon then. BNC and the Black Horse now 3-all. It's nicely played. I think if she drops this in the middle, the white will be very close to being perfect for playing a cannon off the yellow in the middle of the table if she plays the ball towards the bottom right hand pocket. She might be able to just drop this in the left middle, then the one in the middle of the table, bottom right, and the white will come off the bottom cushion up the left hand side of the table drop the one in over the left-hand corner, spin it up the table, and play the black in the right middle. That's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts in that scenario. I thought at first that had gone wrong, but it's actually not too bad. She's got to play one good shot, drop the one in the middle of the table into the bottom pocket, and I think the natural angle will be the white to come off the bottom cushion, up the table a few inches, and she'll be able to chip the yellow in fine over the corner. Just has to make sure that she makes the pot. That's the first criteria. Then she can either play a snooker or a pot. No, didn't get it. Ooh. But not a gimme though for Lee. He's got 99 problems here. No easy snooker. Not sure the double's on. Black's on away. Maybe a big reverse double in the middle, or a reverse treble. Get the ball tracking up the table. Could maybe just roll to the top side of the red. If you roll to the top side of the red, just make sure you don't leave Anna shot on the one over the pocket. It's okay. He's a bit struggling here because he's 2 balls to 1 down. Transfer advantage to Anne. Anne can now run off the one on the bottom cushion and Lee in the jaws of the bottom right hand pocket. All sorts of pain. Could actually play a little snooker here if Anne just rolls to the yellow at the bottom of the table. I think the yellow will come off the cushion. Snookeringly on the red. So playing off the right hand side of the yellow on the bottom of the cushion. I think that's probably the shot. Going the other way. Could leave it tied up as well, but only issue with this is it does leave Lee the glory shot up the line. I think it goes up the line. I haven't checked the angle, I can't see from here if it definitely goes, but he might be able to play this up the line. Looks like he's considering the cross double here, the top right. That'll bring the house down. Now then, Anne Middleton, how are you feeling? Just a little roll into the bottom right. Bring the white off the cushion an inch or 2. Then drop the yellow in the right middle. I'd be surprised if you do it this way round, because this is perhaps more risky. Surprised by this. I should play it very well. obviously played that favouring the ball she preferred to play. I would suggest this is perhaps a harder pot than she would have had the other way around, but at least she knows if she plays a dead weight in her over is okay. Nailed it in the pocket. Go on, the underdogs. And there we go. The game is alive. Well played, Anne Middleton. 4-2. Game on. We do like an underdog story. So after losing, Lee now unfurls his main weapon. Don't mean any offence by calling Dan a main weapon. Dan Davey goes on for the Crucibles. Looking to see who Crucible Kelly selects for them to play. Looks like it's Henry Harding. And what Henry's done to offend or annoy Kelly. He's been given the task of playing against Dan twice. First one was random, second, well, not random. Second was by choice because Dan was at the table waiting. 3 results in now. Crucibles beat the Golden Eagles 6-0. Tyler's Eagles, the first result in, beating the Goodies B 6-1. And the Palmer Bats 6-0 on the Winnish RBL, Royal British Legion. So we've had 6 frames. So Crucible K have broken 3 times. And they've gone in off 3 times. Can Henry go in off for the 4th time in a row? They didn't split particularly well. I don't know if he didn't hit them great or if they weren't perfectly racked. But if you were to watch that back, you'll see that they don't get that initial ping. (4-2). Game on. I'm not going to lie. I want a 1 frame decider. I want a 5-all. Irish Hillbillies and the Turks 3-all. That's my nap bet for a 5-all. Be kind of nice. There's been some slow frames here. Be kind of nice if we got all the results in from the other matches before the stream ends. I'm not going to keep the stream going just to watch those matches come in, but it would be nice if all the results do come in before that. can see by the colour of the letters at the bottom of the screen that it's gone 2 blues and then a green, 2 blues and then a green. So if that pattern was to continue, then Crucible would win the next 2 frames, and that would be all she wrote. Which, if I'm being honest, I suspect might happen, but we'll keep our fingers crossed for an upset. Henry Harding, a little bit unconventional player, but he, very good player, gets some great results against some of the top players. Yeah, that's okay. Don't know if the ball in the middle of the table goes to either bottom pocket. I don't think it does. Put this ball down the line is the next one up. And we're just looking if you can find a place on that side cushion where he'll be able to play, I suspect, the plant into the bottom, so into the middle left. That's to avoid the red next to the yellow. With a bit of stun to hold for the plant in the middle pocket, but didn't quite get it. just drag this in and hold for the gap. No, just drops it in dead weight. Best he could do, just accepts a slightly harder pot. His choice, bottom left or bottom right. If it indeed goes bottom right, I suspect he'll play it bottom left. There's not many local players you'd rather have than Dan playing that shot. In it goes, 5-2 to the Crucibles. One more needed for them. Looks like Kevin Bassett is the man to bring them home. Don't know who it is for Crucible K yet. Looks like there's no decision been made. Both teams are supposed to write down the names in secret, but Crucible's look like they don't care. They're confident. Kev's going to beat whoever. Hillbilly is now 4-3 up on the Turks. Lots of results coming in from around the grounds. Black Horse now 4-3 up on the Bull and Checkers. Martin Wicks, the winner in the first half, just come back from the toilet, so I guess that means he's probably on. Yep, he beside me reaches for his cue. So Martin against Kev. What can Martin do? Sort of hit that sort of half on the side there, Kev, but he's got a ball. In fact, he's got a ball of each. Not that matters in Blackwall rules. You only need a ball of either colour set to continue at the table. And of course it doesn't make any difference as to what you will be on for the game. That's only decided by the next ball potted, irrespective of what was potted on the first game. Unlike World Rules. No nomination needed. Just simply whatever ball you pot next. Looks like yellows is the potential choice. Is indeed. Which just rolled onto the bottom cushion a little bit there, and I don't think Kev can pot the yellow into the bottom right. Some good look at it. I wonder if you can throw it in with a bit of right hand side. I think he maybe could have done. It looked like from the way the cue ball wasn't spinning that he didn't play that with any side. So maybe he wasn't going for it. Or maybe he was hopeful it was just going off the jaw. But either way, Martin's on reds. Martin go for the finish here? Does this ball go past the yellow? It's a nice shot. He's actually got a chance here, Martin. If you just drop the red you're nearest to into the bottom pocket, and the white just nudges into the yellow, you've then got a choice of either red into either middle pocket, and then you just pot all the balls, Martin. Easy game from over here. I think that's the shot, but it's committing to the finish, knowing that if you miss you probably lose. So he's choosing a slightly easier option here. The concern here is that he just pots all his easy balls and leaves himself with a couple of hard ones at the end. Because he can pop the one into the middle pocket, which is obviously a very easy ball. Then send the white off the side cushion and top cushion back down the middle of the table for the one bottom, top left, sorry. He's not gone off the two cushions, and he's... Trouble with that is even if you were on it, I'm not sure if he is, he's not leaving himself much angle to get back down the table, which is why I like playing it firmer off the side cushion he hit and the top cushion by the top right hand jaw and coming back down the middle of the table. If it's a couple of inches up the table, he's got no shot. A couple of inches lower down, then he's arguably still too straight. So tricky from here for Martin. One thing I didn't know was if the red in the middle of the table goes past the yellow on the bottom right hand pocket. If it did go, then there might have been a reason for it, but the thing I like better than seeing one of my opponent's balls frozen to the top rail when there's no other balls near it. It's almost like a free license to go for it. Let's kick and just stun this in. Yellow bottom right next. No. Bit snatchy there. It didn't need to get particularly close. I know it's nice to, but could have just relaxed and stun that in and put the one over the pocket next. Didn't need to hit it that hard, to be honest. And obviously, the harder you hit it, the more action you put, the more things there are to go wrong, and that's what happened there. Now can Martin pop this red into the right middle? Looks a little bit easier on the camera than it does in real life. The foreshortening, the shrinking of the table length makes balls towards the middle pocket look a lot easier than they are. If you ever watched a cycling race or a GP race, Formula 1 race, you'll see cars in the distance look a lot nearer than they are. The gap between the red and the middle pocket is a lot bigger than it looks actually on the camera there. Looks like you can't miss that red to the middle pocket, to be honest, but I can tell you live there's about a foot, a good 10 inches between the ball and the pocket, where it looks like it's virtually unmissable there on the camera. And there you go, you see. The tricks a camera plays. And the beauty for Kev is that he can actually play if he wants to, play the yellow over the middle pocket first. With a bit of protection for the red at the middle of the bottom cushion. He would love to play middle pocket, then top right, come down the table for choice of the other two, in whatever order he chooses, depending on where he finishes. I expect a player of Kev's level to roll these in. He's actually looking at playing the bottom two first, which wouldn't be disastrous as well. Giving the reds in the the blacks in the top half of the table. So he would love to have been 6 inches to the right of where he is. Clifton Arms now 5-2 up on the baddies. Played that well. Just a cheeky bit of angle. Would have loved to have been dead straight so he could just spin it in, but I guess he's playing off the bottom cushion now. Black horse 5-3 up on the bottom checkers. In it goes. Oh, nice little kiss. That could have gone wrong. Could have gone horribly wrong. But it didn't. So for the match, for all the tea in China, Kev Bassett. Drama. No. Drama, drama, drama. I thought he would get that. Martin just needs to be a little bit careful he doesn't go in off, because the natural angle is very close to the in off. Just play it with a trace of backspin to prevent that happening. And now this is a shot he would have had about 5-10 minutes ago. This is quite straight. He's got to avoid the temptation to overcut it for the angle to go up the table. Can't do that. Ooh. That's unlucky for Martin. I suspect that's all she wrote. There we go. In it goes. Congratulations to the Crucibles. Deserved winners on the night, if I'm honest. Crucible K did well to get to the final. Just came up against a slightly stronger team on the night. Well done to Martin and Anne for winning their 2 frames. The Crucibles, strong performance, 6-2 winners. Dan Davey won 2 frames. Kev Bassett won 2 frames, and 1 each for Dave Hood and Rick Johnson. Martin Wicks and Anne Middleton in reply for the Crucible K. In terms of the other matches, Clifton Arms looked in a strong position against the Baddies. Crucibles won comfortably 6-0. Black Horse looked to be in a strong position against the B and C. Tyler's Eagles won the first match of the night. Palmer Bat 6-0 winners against the Royal British Legion from Winnish. Then 2 close ones for the Hillbillies and the Turks, which you can watch on Tim Endine's stream. Check out the link on the the Monday Facebook page, and also the Wednesday Facebook page if you want to follow that. And Mark Williams, who would have been here had he not been playing, in a thriller up at the Foresters against the Tyler RBL, currently 3-all. That's it from here. We'll see you in another venue soon.